Why are we dressed in footy pajamas?
Because this is what we're paid to do.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is true. We just do what we're told. We walk out the back. There's a bunch of onesies. We make sure he gets the worst looking one. But it's time to put stage 2 to bed. I'm going to start us off with an instant classic as we jump into some bedtime stories. So everybody just get in the mood. This one's called Little Red Ryujehong.
Should be called Little Dead Ryujehong at the end of this stage.
I don't know if that's a great bedtime story, Monte. I think kids would like to.
I want to hear Monte's stories.
Here we go. Little Red Ryujehong. There once was a team from Seoul. They start every stage on a roll. But when they play subs and Fleta gets snubbed, the differential pays the toll. They practice their heroes all day long, but they must protect Toby and Jaehong. Their roster is apt, but slow to adapt. They must sort that out before they gone.
Oh man, and Seoul, with everything on the line in this last week for that stage playoff slot, and they don't play Fleta for the majority of the match, that actually hurt me. They get too cute with their lineup sometimes as we take a look at some of their win percentages by players. I just don't get where they're going with this. It's like you have a star player in Fleta, build your strategies around Fleta instead of trying to mind game the opponents.
Yeah, and the one match that ended up hurting them, they played Kuki and Wakid, and you see there, the maps played throughout stage 2. 50% win rate, those guys also played against Shanghai.
Not the dream. Yeah. What wasn't, we would like to see them with something more solid here. I think they're overthinking the amount of players they have. And I mean, you talked about it earlier on, or previously, about London and their roster. Maybe they should also try and take a leaf out of the book of having a solid 6.
And we're going to move on to my bedtime story, though. I'm excited to share mine with you. It's one about the Stage 2's breakout team. It's Fissure, the big purple tank. So let's get this started. I know you guys are going to enjoy this one. The Gladiators were home in LA, but each match we struggled to know how they'd play. The others would cut through their tanks like a scissor until they decided to trade for the Fissure.
Well, that's bars.
With strong tanks and 3 DPS on the loose, and some really good Lucio play by Big Goose, the purple guys thrived in the Mercy nerfed patch with an eye on a berth in the stage title match. But then they would play the Fusion and lose, leaving Surefour and friends with something to prove. They must wait for a shot at the Stage 3 crown, while the rest of us wonder, shields up or shields down?
Their success was really based on the Fissure effect in Stage 2. I thought he was a tremendous upgrade over iRemix. We can take a little bit of a look at the stats. Hero damage, obviously, Fissure, performs them there. You see eliminations, even. Final blows more towards Fissure, and the deaths are down. I think, though, it's really just the shot calling and the decision-making that Fissure brings to this team. That's the big difference.
Coordination has been light years better with Bishu and the DPS.
Yeah, also bear in mind as well, Fissure and Asher can work together. It makes a big difference in this particular roster. Hydration's also come in and had big moments. It's just a shame as well that they had to kind of 4-0 Boston to get into the finals eventually after kind of messing things up in the last couple of weeks, and that's a shame, but again, their toughest challenges were always going to come in those last couple of weeks to properly get over the line. It's annoying for a team that managed to beat London at the turn.
Yeah, they just put themselves in too difficult of a position towards the end. And okay, my bedtime story is about a team we're all happy to see playing better lately. It's Green Eggs and Mayhem. guys.
Sorry.
Take my story seriously.
Great book.
This is a very good story. The Mayhem from Florida, well, they had it harder. No help for Tavik, because they only had sticks. Stage 1 was a mess. They were almost winless, but Logix and Swoosh would soon get a boost. They moved a bit closer and found a new chauffeur. They added some players and said a few prayers. Their DPS shined and their tanks were aligned. Zebosai and Zupe covered them like a toupee. Their strats are improved. They're finding their groove. 3 wins in this stage and some great primal rage. They transcended their walk-ins. Now people are talking. But we wonder if they can keep it moving like Mayhem. No.
That's
Always throwing things at Matt.
Yeah, see, it's
so unfortunate.
True. It's I couldn't find a Rotten Tomatoes, so I got the Patrick Murray. So okay, let's talk about Mayhem because they had a great season. They brought it back. I'm happy to see Zebasai really improve, and we kind of talked about this. We said the Mercy meta didn't look like he was loving life, but now in the Lucio, it feels like not only does it allow him to have more of an impact over the battlefield, but it facilitates his shot calling a little bit more. They look much more in sync, especially with Swoosh. Same problem that Philadelphia had with Fraggy, European tanks. Who would have thought that he often died quite a lot at the start of these dives. They're looking to tighten these things up now.
I think it's also just coordination, which they've expanded their coaching staff. No doubt that helps. I think also you can't underestimate just having a better, more boisterous environment. I think they're feeling good having moved. I think they're feeling good now that Zap is coming and adding to this roster. So I think morale is up on the Mayhem, and that's helped their performance as well.
Yeah, a lot of positive things going on for Florida. I would say, one thing you mentioned is the shot calling. It was very difficult when Zebosai is your main shot caller as a Mercy in Stage 1. You really needed it to be your Winston players. You saw a lot of the successful teams had a great main tank shot caller.
Yeah, those were 3 great stories, though, but we did have some that were rejected. They didn't make the cut. Let's share these bedtime stories with you, including Good Night Soon.
Well, to be honest, he was sleeping a little bit towards the Valiant's, later season.
And if you're putting Soon to bed, maybe you do it at the in and out first. That's what we've learned for the Valiant.
Is that a Zenyatta in the fire? Like the 6 eyes? That's prophetic, right?
All right, next one. It is adorable. It is the Velveteen Prophet. They had to cover his hands there with the London logo because that gesture is not appropriate.
Yes!
you know what's going on under that London logo.
And finally, the very concise and to the point, my personal favorite, everyone boops.
Yeah, we all boop. It's nothing to be ashamed about. Sometimes when you gotta go, you just gotta go.
Yeah, all those Lucio players enjoying their time here in Stage 2, getting all those boops. So, with the first half of the season officially put to bed here.